his leg from his ankle up to like right below his knee into a door, in the metal door, and clearly trying to take him out so he couldn't compete that night. So of course we would have to wait and see later on tonight if Randy Orton was going to be able to compete. The next match was a redo, because the alpha males were out of the picture now because of the Usos. A redo. The Usos took on the Hype Bros for the right to move on to the finals of the SmackDown Tag Team Champion. And it was the Usos defeating the Hype Bros with a submission. So Usos are heels now. Didn't even come down with the face paint. Different gear, kind of looking badass. I like them as heels. The Intercontinental Championship match saw Champion Miz with Maurice in his corner take on Dolph Ziggler. And hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. The Miz took on Dolph Ziggler, and a match. You know what? It was a really good match. I have to give props where it's deserved to the Miz. I mean, the Miz looked fabulous in this match, and I honestly didn't think that was ever going to be the case. I never thought I would hear myself say that the Miz put on a really good match, but he did. So kudos to the Miz, and a little help from some foreign object sprayed out of a bottle by Maurice into the eyes of Dolph Ziggler. The Miz retains his Intercontinental Championship. So now it was supposed to be Bray Wyatt taking on Randy Orton. Randy Orton was not able to answer the bell, giving Bray Wyatt the win via forfeit. But it was announced in a no-holds-barred match, Kane would take on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt did not look like he was happy about that. But neither here or there. Pretty good match. Went both ways. Randy Orton eventually hobbled his way down to ringside, nailed Bray Wyatt with a RKO out of nowhere, and Kane chokeslammed him and pinned and defeated Bray Wyatt. Moving on. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to hit the microphone. Moving on to the Tag Team Championship match, saw Heath Slater and Rhino take on the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Remember the stipulation. Heath Slater had to win it all to get a contract with SmackDown. He could not get to the finals and lose. He couldn't lose in the first round. He had to win it all. A lot of pressure on Heath Slater. Rhino, probably the most relaxed man beast I've ever seen. He's got a cool sense of humor, which we all seem to enjoy. But it was Heath Slater and Rhino defeating the Usos and becoming the first ever SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to Heath Slater. Maybe now he can get that double wide, and congratulations to Rhino, because Rhino, one of the hardest workers in this business, and anybody who's seen him on the indie scene, he's really good. World Championship match. This was for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So the champion, Dean Ambrose, take on AJ Styles, the face that runs the place. And this was a pretty good match. Went back and forth, very physical, a lot of moves. Both these guys used everything in their arsenal, and I am kind of shocked at the result. I mean, Styles, the low blow, kick in the groin, then hit the Styles Clash, pins Ambrose, wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And the reason why I'm going to say I'm surprised, I'm not surprised that AJ Styles is the champion. I'm just surprised that they made AJ Styles the champion this soon. He hasn't even been with the business in the company for a year yet. And, I understand that Ambrose isn't the prototypical put extra fans in the seats and big merchandise seller, but if you're gonna put a heel as the champion, then you might as well just let Ambrose hold the belt for a little longer to a bigger pay-per-view. But I guess it was the first pay-per-view for SmackDown brand, and they wanted to go out with a bang. 3 title changes, or 2 of them were first-timers. But overall, I'll give the pay-per-view a 8, because every match was pretty good. I mean, I have to, outside of maybe Bray Wyatt and Kane, you're not really going to get much out of that, because Kane's very slow and lunky these days, doesn't really move well. But I mean, overall, all the matches were pretty much A matches, and I enjoyed it. I did not fall asleep during this one, so that's a plus. So I'll give it an 8. So great job by SmackDown Live. Congratulations to your new champions, Becky Lynch, Heath Slater and Rhino, and AJ Styles. So good job there. And one thing I want to talk about, I'm gonna get into that. One thing I'm gonna talk about, as a wrestling booking agent, okay, which I am. And we've heard on past shows how I've had issues with certain wrestlers who decided to have me book them, book their flights, stuff like that, and then no show. Okay? That is one part of the business that's just, kind of disgusting, that people do stuff like that. But then there's the other side, where a lot of these wrestlers have demons. Okay, we knew Jake the Snake had demons. Scott Hall has demons. Sean Waltman, X-Pac, demons. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Axel Rotten, etc., etc. Okay, we've heard Sabu stories, but one person I don't know. People just see him and think no way, but Brian Christopher Lawler has had his issues in the past. Okay? Alcohol, drugs, partying. He's a very young man, and he's not with WWE anymore. So, usually when that happens, there's reasons for it. They don't like the lifestyle. People don't like the lifestyle that they're living. They don't want that being brought into the locker room, things like that. I know it was a common thing back in the 70s and early 80s. But times are changing, between drug testing and performance enhancing drug testing and things like that. I can see it, But for people to sit there and, claim rumor, oh, it's a rumor, look, when you see it with your own eyes, it's not a rumor. When you see somebody at a meet and greet and they're drinking hard liquor at 8 o'clock in the morning out of a plastic cup, that's not a rumor. I'm watching that with my own eyes. When wrestlers are asking promoters, yo, can you get me some weed, or can you get me some pills, or what are we doing later? We can we go somewhere and party? You know what? Again, that's not a rumor. So don't walk up to a table and get an autograph from a wrestler, and he gives you that smile, or she gives you that smile, gives you that autograph, and snaps that picture, and you walk away, and you think, oh, well, I saw him, he was perfectly fine, so it's a rumor. It's not the way it works. What you see is not what the problem is. It's what you don't see is what gets these people in trouble. Okay, we were supposed to have a guest today that was supposed to come on and explain, Grandmaster Sexy doing dirty to a wrestling promotion and some promoters. And, of course, they went the lawyer route and tried to threaten the promoter with slander, a slander lawsuit. But here's the problem. Slander is when you lie about somebody to hurt their just to hurt them, to hurt their reputation, where it would cost them a chance to get work or cost them money because people now hear this. That's slander. Defamation of character is when you lie and destroy someone's character. When it's the truth and the proof is there, it's the facts. You can't sue for the facts unless you had a hush order agreement where someone signed a contract that they're not allowed to discuss anything that went on while you were there. If anybody served me with that paper and said, you got to sign this so you don't discuss anything that went on, I'd laugh in their face and say, then I don't want you, because obviously you're up to no good. So why would I want you on my team? We have enough problems out there with kids doing heroin, pills, ODing in the car with their kids in the back seat. We have enough of this garbage that's going on in society where these guys that are supposed to be role models shouldn't be doing this crap. If you're going to do it in the privacy of your own home. You know, how many times do we have to wake up and find that another former Glory Day, WWE, TNA, ECW, WCW star has passed away because of drug use or the abuse of alcohol? I don't understand. How many times do we have to wake up to hear it before these former stars who are still alive, for it snaps in their head to cut the shit? Enough. Grow up. You're not all Ric Flair. Okay? Ric Flair wasn't even Ric Flair because he took a beating later in life because of all the stupid things he did. How many wives, how much alimony, child support. I mean, look at him now. He's a mess. These people, you need to just smarten up. I mean, seriously. You know, I don't want to preach, but I would never, as a booking agent, I would never bring in certain people because of the history I know about. Because I would never put myself in that situation where it would happen to me, where I have to go looking for the guy I brought in because he's not in his hotel room. He's at another hotel partying with other people. And then when you go to pick him up at the hotel the next morning to bring him to the airport, he's not there. He's somewhere else. Now you got to worry about him missing his flight. That he was out all night drinking and partying, calling you up needing money, wanting drugs. How as a grown-ass adult, a paid talent, do you come to a show without any money? Granted, yes, the promoters will buy you food and stuff like that, but how do you come with no money? Well, you got to borrow money to buy liquor. You should be ashamed. One, you should be ashamed that you got to drink at a meet and greet in a wrestling promotion where there's kids. Two, you should be embarrassed that you don't have money to buy your own booze. And that you're trying to get other people to get you drugs. So, it's not the way it works, folks. So, people want to see... If you don't want to see the dirty side of this business, then don't ever become a booking agent. If you just want to be the, I love my wrestling, the mark, the fan, my guy never does wrong, then that's great. Then continue to go support these guys, go to shows, and get their autographs and things like that. But don't ever become a booking agent, because it's a side of the business that's disgusting, that it's going to ruin your outlook on not only the business but the people in it and certain superstars. So I can't really go into more detail. I mean, I have the entire story documented, but I do not want to get the promoter in trouble. It's just not worth it. So, maybe this comes out later on, maybe it don't. All I know is when you gotta try